United Nations Development Programme launched on 14 May 2012 the 7th Human Development Report for Kosovo. The launch of the report, titled Private Sector and Employment, was hosted by UN Development Coordinator and UNDP Resident Representative Ms. Osnat Lubrani, with special guest speakers Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Trade and Industry Ms. Mimoza Kusari-Lila and Minister of Labor and Social Welfare Mr. Nenad Rasic.
Mi pravimo uslove, pogotovo tu bazu, pravnu bazu, da privatni biznisi mogu da dođu i da se razviju. Kod nas nema prostora za velike privatne kompanije, naravno, ali što više tih malih koje mogu da rade sa sasvim skromne 5, 10, 15 ljudi, znači to su najbolje, najsvrsishodnije, jer zbog toga što mogu najfunkcionalnije da rade. Jer to kaže i naša statistika, da takve firme mogu da se razviju i imaju prostora da rade na Kosovu.
The Kosovo HDR 2012 focuses on the linkages between human development and private sector expansion, showing that private sector growth is intricately connected with Kosovo's social context and that it needs to be built from a much wider and fairer base than currently to unleash the real potential of Kosovo's marketplace. The report was produced by UNDP and Reinvest, who conducted a survey with a representative sample of 600 business owners across Kosovo. Mr. Denis Nushi, HDR project manager, presented the findings of the report, and Mr. Mütaher Haskuka presented the recommendations.
In terms of private growth, inclusive private growth, the report finds many issues. Like one of the biggest issues in terms of private sector growth is that many firms in Kosovo are very small and micro enterprises and lack capacities to understand the laws and to implement laws. So this creates a large part of private sector is also informal, and they cannot access their rights, but at the same time they don't pay taxes, and this creates a cycle of informality.
Ms. Lubrani emphasized UNDP's commitment to support the Kosovo government and all people of Kosovo on its path to EU integration, with the ultimate end goal of living in a democratic and prosperous Kosovo.
What this report tries to do is not to think just about private sector growth in order to look at financial figures, how much more profit is being made, but to look at how is private sector important in terms of making Kosovo better, not just in terms of prosperity, but also the general well-being of people. And it's a different approach. What the report tells you is that there needs to be government intervention and more thinking on how to make private sector growth more inclusive, so that it creates more jobs, better jobs, and more jobs that particularly can also include those who are the most vulnerable, those who are poor, and that it doesn't happen in a way that you have very good private sector growth but very few jobs that don't reach out to the entire society.
To present the report, UNDP Kosovo for the first time used animated sequences.